Hello, my friend. You really need to be more careful. The way you're walking across the landscape, anyone could see you coming from a mile away. Sorry if I scared you. I thought it'd be best if I taught you a little lesson. I didn't come back to the car. Got a bit too caught up in keeping an eye on things. I've been watching the temple for the last 30 minutes, and you know what I've seen? Nothing. No hints of any movement. No signs of a single person inside, vampire or otherwise. As far as I can tell, the place is empty. Well, it might be a good thing. I'm not sure. The main thing on my mind is, why? Why is it empty? What's going on? Is the place abandoned? Are the vampiric priests dust? Can't really say from out here, can I? Which means I'm gonna have to head inside. Yes, just me. At least at first. I want to check every corner of the place, make sure it's actually empty. Once I've ensured that's the case, I'll let you in. Is that all right? And before you get any ideas, I don't want you entering a few minutes after I do. The stakes here are massive, world-ending. It's no time for games. I'm injured, and if those monsters get a hold of you, I shudder to think what they might do with your power. Hell, we don't even know what they can do with it, do we? Hopefully, this place will give us some answers. Now, I'm gonna head in. It'll be sunup in a few minutes, so I need to find shelter anyway. Keep low, stay here, and if you haven't heard from me in 10 minutes, head for the car and drive. Doesn't matter where, just go. Maybe even back to the hunters. I think I'd rather they have you than the undead, but it's entirely up to you, end of the day, since I'll probably be dead. So, I'll see you shortly. Hopefully. This place, much bigger than I would have thought on the outside. And the craftsmanship, it goes back centuries. Very impressive, but how long has the cult been working here, I wonder? And how far does its black reach spread? I know you're there. Even if I hadn't heard your heart pounding or smelled your blood, I know you by now, my friend. I didn't have the slightest doubt you'd follow me in. You're reliably unreliable in your way. It's impressive. I know it's only been a few minutes, but I've already checked this place. That's what vampiric speed is for. There is not a soul in here. This place is abandoned, ancient, and in truth, I'm grateful. With my injuries still not healed, I doubt I'd stand a chance against one vampire, let alone a dozen. And before you ask, I am not going to feed on you, all right? I just can't. I don't have it in me. I'm sorry for snapping at you before. Well, not really. You were just trying to help. But I'd rather die than do such a thing. Thankfully, though, we don't need it. Like I said, this place is empty. Well, abandoned. Not empty. After all, there's certainly a lot of evidence regarding this cult's history, isn't there? Inscriptions upon the walls detailing the history not only of this cult, but of Rihak as well. Written in dried blood, of course. What other way would the god of blood and vampires keep information? And there's quite a bit of blood indeed. Oh, just sniffing the air. Oh, I can detect thousands of different blood types, each one the slightest bit different. So many souls. I know this disgusts you, my friend. Just because you're descended from the blood god does not mean you share his ideology. I know that from the short amount of time I've spent with you. You're a good person. A normal person. It's a miracle, really, how normal you are given your past. But now, let's stop wasting time and discover what that past is exactly. Let's see. These inscriptions, I don't recall the language, but somehow I understand it. Yes, from what I can tell, Rihak is a dark god who takes particular glee in spreading pain and misery. He once walked the earth himself in olden times, an unstoppable monster that laid waste to millions. For Rihak is not only the god of blood and vampires, but also of disease and infection. Eventually, the other members of Rihak's pantheon took issue with what he was doing. His actions were cutting down their followers, after all, and they cast him out of the mortal realm, banishing him to wherever it is these gods lie. I know. Gods are real. There's a secret pantheon. We'll just ignore it, move past that. Rihak, obviously, wasn't very happy about this. He'd long detested the rules that gods placed upon themselves, but was now forced to obey them. So, in order to maintain some influence upon the world, he created vampires. A twisted perversion of life, to ensure there would always be some remnant of his power on Earth. Now, like the other gods, Rihak was still able to visit the mortal realm on occasion, provided he didn't use his powers. Many of his brothers and sisters did this to sire offspring, keep their influence alive amongst the mortals, but Rihak hated life and certainly didn't want to create it. But even with his vampires roaming, he could feel his influence waning. So, after centuries of indecision, he decided to have you. He chose a mortal. He wasn't too picky, really, and in a matter of days, a child was born. Body filled with the blood of a god, harboring infinite potential. Potential that Rihak hoped to use to break free from his prison. He was pleased with his creation, but to no one's surprise, wasn't quite sure how to proceed. He'd never had a child before, and wasn't certain how to influence them, to say the least. I guess being the god of blood and disease isn't as good as being the god of people skills. And because of this, Rihak's offspring was allowed to forge their own destiny, make their own decisions. Even the dark god's power flowing through their veins, it never seemed to corrupt them. And Rihak was furious. He commanded his vampires to find the child, but they were unsuccessful. Until recently. We were lucky I arrived when I did. I don't think they realized what they had when they found you. Because if they had, things would have probably gone a lot differently. It seems there's some kind of ritual they can perform upon you, and I wouldn't have been able to stop it in time. Even though I didn't realize what it was I was doing initially, I thought it was just a regular vampire nest. You're welcome, by the way. But this ritual they keep mentioning, I wonder what that is. Oh. Oh no. It says here, once the child's blood has been shed, Rihak will return to the mortal realm through their body, possessing the power he lost so long ago. Don't you see what that means? He'd be able to turn everyone on Earth into a vampire if he wanted, creating a never-ending age of darkness. Do you see that spot there? That's where they're going to perform the ritual. Everything's all set up. All they need is the child of Rihak. Oh no. We've got to get out of here. Stupid, so foolish. I should have never... Wait. Do you hear that? Wait, vampire hearing, of course you don't. Several cars just pulled up outside. Let's just take a look, see who it is. Maybe if we're lucky it's the hunters, at least we might be able to explain it to them. We might be able to... No. Of course it isn't. See the armor those people are wearing? They're vampires. It's blocking out the sun, because of course we wouldn't expect them to attack from outside, not during the day. And in my current state, even if I was in prime condition, I'd struggle, but with my injuries, I don't stand a chance against one, let alone dozens of them. I'm sorry, my friend. I brought you right to them. I was so confident in my abilities that I've doomed us all. I'm so sorry. This is worse than when I got my friends killed by the Elder. At least then it was just a few people who knew the risks, but this time it's not just my friends. This time it's the world. So stupid, thinking I was doing the right thing. Guess all I make is mistakes, huh? And the biggest one was thinking I could somehow atone that I wasn't a monster. That by making sure I didn't drink blood, I wasn't what I am. But I am. I am a monster. There's no point pretending different anymore. I am vampiro care vanesa vampiri. I am the vampire that hunts vampires, even if I don't want to be. And I'm not going down without a fight. Give me your neck, my friend. If it damns me to hell, so be it, because I think hell would be preferable to whatever world the vampires make. Come here. I'm sorry if this hurts. I've never done it before. Hold my hand, and I'll try to make it quick. Oh. Oh, your blood. This power. I can't stop. Every bite. Delicious. I can't do this anymore. I can feel the flesh around your neck healing. Every drop of blood I drink is immediately refilled. Your body is a never-ending feast. I can see why the creatures enjoyed this so much. This blood. Especially yours. Especially yours. It's like an elixir. It's delightful in every way, but if I bite you again, I won't be able to stop. But the thirst, it's gone. For the first time in so many years, I can't feel it anymore. I'm free of it. But in its place is something so much worse. The essence I felt within you. It's in me now. Filling me. Corrupting me. Turning me darker every second. How do you stand it? How do you live with this evil inside of you? I thought I knew what it was like to be a monster. Until this. I shouldn't have bitten you. Terrible. Terrible mistake. But it was the right decision, I think. Even with this evil flowing through me. Because it gives us a chance, this dark power. It gives us that at least. So get out of here, my friend. Run. I'll hold them off, though the odds are against me. And even if I win, I want you to run anyway. Because I can feel myself growing more vicious. More savage by the second. And I don't know what I'll do if I catch you. Hey there, Cupcakes. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful script from Golden Proxy. Thank you all for your support, for your likes, for your shares, for your comments, for your clicks, for your subscriptions. And also, thank you for the super thanks. Isaru the Thief, who has been listening to a lot of my back catalog and commenting, and I am reading them, and thank you very much for so many of your kind comments. I was thinking this morning, because I was at my desk with my coffee, going through comments and trying to respond, and people deserve more responses than I have hours in the day to give, but I am grateful to you all. But it was a very nice moment of recognizing how fortunate I am to have so many people say so many nice things to me on a regular basis and a daily basis. And I can't help but wonder that this cannot be good for a person's ego. But I am very grateful, and you humble me with your kindness on a regular basis. Thank you. And also, hello, my loves, to my special bakers and pound cakes. Nosti, Rogue Scholar, Barry Wilburn, Esteed, Anon, Harper Evolution, Wolf 9004, Vile Mouse, Succubus Slave, Malicilo, Army Guy 007, Mr. Fabulous, Bunny, Tiny the Taxman, Merrill, Inline Flaws, Mr. Rickles, Onan, Red Death 48, Always Able, Moon, Old Bean UK, Kahlua Bear, Forces, the Swaggy Llama, Cody, Artlow, Pierce Tailish, This Guy, and Christian Cleopatra. I hope I will see all of you at the Bakers and Pounders Hangout tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, though I know that not all of you will be able to make it. It's always nice to think that you will. We're going to be hanging out, playing games, and chatting. Going to do that again on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, and on Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, we have a thing for the entire Discord, for the entire Patreon. We're going to be trying to figure out what our family tree would look like in that Discord. There have been so many relationships that have formed and transformed, people who have had honorary adoptions and honorary marriages and honorary polycules. We're going to try and see what that family tree would look like, and I suspect it will look like a wreath. But hey, also on Sunday we've got a new spicy coming up. So if you are not a member of the Patreon, right now would be a great time to do that. Whether you can or can't, whether you do or don't, though, thank you so very much for being here with me, and thank you so very much for listening. I hope that you will be as kind to yourself as you are to me. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.